Welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk with Angel and Nathaniel. It's an interview series designed to reconnect with our peers on a professional and personal level. Each episode will feature a special guest from the department. We hope to learn something new about one another in a post pandemic world. Today's special guest is Kelly. Kelly, how are you today?
Great. How are you?
I am fantastic as always.
Welcome.
That's right. We're so happy to have
Thanks.
you take time out of your busy day in order to meet with us. And we'll try to make this quick because we know you have plenty of sales to make.
Absolutely.
So we'll just dive right in. Kelly, tell us about your role here within the insurance agency.
Well, I am one of our sales agents here at the Butler County office down in Butler County and the Hamilton store.
Okay,
So, yeah.
fantastic.
So you've seen us before. We take turns. We'll go back and forth. Today, Nathaniel has the luck of the draw that he gets the fun questions. I have the more serious questions. So my
Okay.
first question for you is, what led you to this career? I know the answer, but I'll let you tell the rest of the world.
So, I was working at the Olive Garden for about 14 years, server, hostess, just in the restaurant world. And then about 9 years ago, decided magically one day, I was like, well, I should probably get a big girl job and do something with my life. So I just happened to fall into working for a State Farm agent for 7 years following that.
Okay,
And that led me up to the 2 years here now. So,
fantastic. That's great. Well, I'm sure just dealing with people from a service level, going from, serving people as far as food or in the restaurant industry to serving people in insurance,
hmm
that's ultimately at the end of the day all that we do is we're, servants of the people.
absolutely.
Right. That's right. And those skills you brought with you, and then you learned insurance at State Farm, and then you came to
Mhm.
us, and we have all of the carriers, so you learned a whole right.
Mind
Mind
blown.
mind
Yes.
blown. That's right. That's right. You got it.
It definitely
Absolutely.
makes a difference.
Yeah.
So my fun question would be, if you could snap your fingers and become an expert in something, what would it be?
I had trouble with that question. I would say it would be with like event planning or party planning or like
Okay,
that kind of thing. I love like planning my kids' birthdays, go above and beyond, that kind of thing. And
sure.
I like to think I know it all and I'm great at that.
Well, I'm
Just
sure you
ask
would
you,
be
right?
right. I'm sure you would be great at it. Just a matter of saying, okay, this is my idea, this goes here, that goes there, and everything's going to be amazing. So,
Yep, exactly.
And I think you even use that skill with insurance. Like a lot
Yeah.
of what you do in your area is networking and doing events. And that's kind of
hmm
a big thing that you guys do, right?
Exactly.
So
Yes.
you use that for
So
work as well.
yeah, so Jessica and I, we both are the Butler County agents down here, and we do a lot of tag teaming some of the events and stuff. So we've
oh,
got one
great.
coming up here in a few weeks where there's a contest for the best tent or vendor setup for their Halloween trick or treating booth. So
Okay.
her and I have some magical ideas up our sleeve. We came through, and she helps me with the ideas. I do something that's going to make her happy, but then I do all the work for it, the crafting, the shopping. I do
That
the
sounds about
actual
right.
Pinterest crafting and gluing.
Right.
Yeah,
So you're already an expert at it. So it's just a
Yeah.
matter of
yeah,
snapping your fingers so that it gets done faster, not that you're not an
yeah.
expert at it. Got it.
Yeah. And you
Sometimes I
already
bite
know
off
how
more than I can chew.
right. And you already know how to work with challenging clients like her, right? So you already know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Best
Speaking
friends
of
for
working
30
with
years,
challenge,
we'll do that to you.
that's right. That's right. So speaking of challenging clients, what is one professional skill you're currently working on?
I would say the one call closes. I wouldn't say horrific, but I'm not the greatest at those
Okay.
because I like to not have the dead silence on the phone. I like to make sure I like checked all the boxes correctly and making
Right.
sure like double look things and so just taking a little more time. So I do a lot of the set the expectations of um I'll call you back. Let me shop it around, especially going from one carrier to multiple.
Right.
That still has been my slowness
Mhm.
with it and just being thorough with it to make sure I do have that best option. Now, if someone obviously doesn't have insurance, then your options are limited and
This is
I
true.
can do those
Easy.
a little faster.
That's
But
right.
yeah, but getting better at the one call closes for sure.
Awesome. Well, and I think that in your role, probably only 50% of your clients are really a one call close kind of client. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
lot of them are much more of a advisor or advising clients where they really want to kind of go over fine tooth comb things. So somewhere in between, I think in your role is probably a good fit. So good for you. I know when we did some call training, you felt like you were horrific on the phone, and that is not the case at all. So I think you are your own worst critic.
Probably so. Probably so.
With your
Yeah.
experience in the service industry, waiting on people and having those conversations, I'm sure it's, you're probably harder on yourself than probably what you need to be because you're used to having those conversations and you're used to making recommendations and being able to make suggestions because at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do is provide the information. You're the trusted advisor and, that's why you have the success that you've had so far. So
Thank you. Yep. Nope. Totally agree.
We need to call out while we're here. This is the perfect segue. Number 1 month for you, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yes.
exciting. So now everybody knows.
Right.
Yeah, my new record.
Yay.
Excellent.
By a lot. So
Oh, even better.
yeah.
So that leads me to my fun question. So we know that you worked at the Olive Garden. We know that you are a part-time event planning expert that just wishes she had more time. So what's one thing most people don't know about you?
So I was thinking about that and I was like, well, I'm kind of an open book. I tell people, I talk to people, like I tell them everything. So everyone knows I've got or most people know I have 3 kids, his, mine, and ours, and got 2 boys that are little heathens, and my daughter, she's a saint and she's in college. Everyone knows that. But what a lot of people don't, I guess, realize with me, at least by first glance looking at me, is that, as Jessica put it, I love loud, screaming, terrible music is what she calls it. So I like to go to rock shows, the metal, the hard rock. I love live music and going to festivals. I just came back from one in Kentucky, from Louisville last week and a half ago, from Louder Than Life, a 4-day music festival. And that's my jam. I love it.
So I have to say you're right, because I'm not exactly what that kind of person should look like, but I don't think you are the person I would think.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely the most normal looking person at the concerts. Everyone else, anything goes. These people watching things at these festivals are crazy, but I don't go all weirdo.
Not where you give out your business cards either.
No.
Right.
No.
Well, those heavy rockers need insurance too, so
Yeah.
They may be higher risk potentially,
That's
but
exactly.
Still they need coverage.
Pit.
Oh, funny. Oh, right.
I don't do that anymore.
Is there an exclusion for that on the policy?
Good question. Let me get the service team on that.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So, my next one is coming from State Farm. You talked about mind blown, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing you wish you'd known working at AAA and advice you'd give to a newbie? What if we could go back? What in the world would you tell your past self?
I would say just take your time. Don't feel rushed. The numbers come. The time of learning the systems come. Everyone learns at a different pace. And if you have questions, it's okay to ask questions. And there are no dumb questions because everyone's going to get things a little differently and learn different ways. Mm-hmm. So just take a deep breath and it's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that. When do you, and you may not recall because you've been here a little longer, but when do you remember feeling comfortable, oh, I get it. It makes sense. I can do this. How long into after you started did you really start feeling comfy?
At least maybe 6, 9, maybe even 12 months in.
Okay.
Comfortable in the systems and I knew the State Farm systems like the back of my hand. I'd been there 7 years,
Right.
But trying to learn all of the new ones at once and what one's what, that was the most difficult and challenging thing for me.
Mhm.
Now,
And I
was there
think
one-
that's awesome to be able to tell new people, right? And that
Right.
if they've been here 3 months and they're not getting it, it's
It's okay.
okay. Yeah, right.
Right.
It'll come.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, other than the confidence, was there one thing that just kind of was a light bulb that just turned on and you were just like, you know what? I know what I'm doing, or was it just a
No.
matter of repetition on,
Repetition, I think.
okay.
Yeah, repetition. Because I'm one of those people, if I do it once and I don't do it again for another 2 months, I'll forget it. I won't remember it.
Right.
I have to do it like on a regular basis to repeatedly remember things. So repetition, definitely.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that leads me to my question. This is one that we ask all of our interviewees. This is what Angel and I use as a way of practicing our psychological skills and trying to read people. So,
We're
what's your favorite?
profilers.
Exactly. What's your favorite TV show? The one that you're always watching on repeat?
There's so many that I like to watch, but the only ones I really watch on repeat would be either Sons of Anarchy or Outlander. I love,
Okay.
and they're complete opposites,
Right.
but I love
right.
those two. Those two are my go-to.
Well,
So-
given the music choices you just told us
Yes.
about, I feel like Sons of Anarchy fits right
I
in
love
there.
that show.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jess told us how she feels about Outlander very in great detail, so I
Right.
can see that's probably
I don't have a
one that
big of obsession as her. I just like I like history stuff. So
Oh,
period.
right.
That's what intrigues me there.
So that's fantastic.
Yep, it definitely makes sense.
It does. It does. Very fitting with your personality. So,
That's right. That's right. Okay, so my next question, who has impacted you most in your career and how?
I don't know about career, but I would say who drives me and has made me to try and be a better person overall, including career, would be my dad. He has always tried to teach me like the right way to do things financially and be responsible. And when you're young, you don't listen. And so he's been a good role model to help me like learn as I got older, like, oh, well, I learned the hard way on that, learn the hard way on that, and so now as an adult, and he's been in sales with real estate for ever since I can remember. So he's helped me with this as far as sales and stuff.
Mhm.
It's been relatable and stuff. So I feel like my dad's been my person for that.
That's great. That's great. And obviously, the positive influence has caused you once again, to reach record highs. So definitely that's
Thanks.
definitely is a testament to all of the hard work that you've put in and also, the skills that you've learned and picked up along the way. So that's great.
And I love that it's both life skills and professional
Yeah.
skills as well.
Right.
So
Because they
pretty
go hand
awesome
in
that
hand.
one person can contribute to all of that because that's not
Mhm.
usually the case. So you're pretty lucky to have somebody like that.
Definitely. Well, that brings us to the last and final question. This is one where, especially with your, with your rock background, if you feel that you want to sing a couple bars, I know you're in the store, but, I'm sure that could bring some additional clients over to you if they see you entertaining us.
Probably not.
But what's
One way or another.
What's one song or artist that you're embarrassed to admit that you like?
So one artist that I took my daughter when she was, I don't know, probably like 12 or 13 too. And I actually ended up liking, because I always say like I hate pop. I hate like that crap. Like just Taylor Swift and me are not friends. Can't stand her. But I took my daughter Kylie to go see Demi Lovato. When she was
Okay.
like 13, and then again when on her 16th birthday, and then I think we went again a third time. So I've taken her to go see her, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, and I like me some Demi Lovato.
That's
I know she's
great.
a little edgy on the pop,
Right.
but she's definitely not.
She's
The
not your
Rock.
typical right.
No,
Yes.
no.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're able to kind of, deal with it.
Yes, she puts on a good show. I'd go see her again. So,
That's
Heard that.
That's
But yeah.
awesome.
So some of her music has helped me, or like my daughter's taste has helped me like expand a little.
There
So
you go.
Crossover into the much
Yeah.
softer world of music.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let your soft side show.
That's right.
right. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today on this episode of Coffee Talk. We'll join you all next time. Everyday people, everyday conversations. Thank you all.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Have a great day. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thanks, you guys too.